Join up is the moment a horse decides they'd rather be with you than elsewhere. One way to achieve join up is by round penning with a horse where they aren't physically connected to you with a rope or reins, etc. This is a highly beneficial tool for me to use with Turtle before we ride for a few reasons. First, working with her on the ground helps me understand her mood and observe possible discomfort before getting in the saddle. Second, it reinforces my leadership and builds her trust in me to be fair but clear in my direction. And third, she and I both can focus and warm up our muscles. Most days, the moment I take off Turtle's halter in my round pen, which isn't round by the way, it's a square, and that's not ideal, she immediately starts following me around, which means she is joined up already. If that's the case, I may skip round penning, but some days she isn't joined up right away, especially if we've had time off due to weather. I'll talk you through what I'm doing here a little bit. So you can see I'm following her around and I'm keeping my eyes on her butt. So what that does is pushes her forward rather than telling her to go ahead and stop. And a few times you might see me point and use the flag a little bit when she gets, air quotes, stuck in one of the corners of the so-called round pen, that square. So that's one of the reasons I really don't like that it is square, because it's easy for her to get kind of stuck. So when I follow her around, it pushes her forward. And if I step in front of her drive line, which some people debate where a drive line is on a horse, but I usually treat it as the shoulders and forward. So if I take, in this case, if she's going to the right, I step left and get in front of her drive line. And then I step backward, which draws her into me. So she will stop moving forward and turn in to look at me. And then I step to then push her in the opposite direction. So then she will move off in the opposite direction. So this is just getting her to change directions, change speed a few times, and listen to me. So I try not to make her go in a circle too many times because that's boring. But I want her to complete at least one circle successfully from whatever cue I had just given her. So if it's to go a certain speed, I want her to do a full circle at that speed without me having to give her the cue again. So she's doing really well. Here you saw me step to the right and then step back a little bit, and then I'm using eye contact and my fingers to draw her into me. So by stepping in front of her drive line, I stopped her. By taking a step backward, she turned in to face me. And then by me moving away and using the eye contact and even a little bit of a gesture for her to come to me, she takes that as a cue to then come into me. So now I definitely consider her joined up as I'm walking away. She is following. I'll show this separate clip from a different day. So I'm sending her off to her left, and then I'm stopping her by stepping in front of the drive line and taking a couple steps backward. You see she turns her butt outward and turns her face inward. Then I move away from her, gesturing with my fingers and using eye contact to see if she will follow me, which she did, so I consider her joined up. Quick first person view. So step to the side in front of the drive line, take one step back. She turns to face me. I walk away, kind of looking sideways at her, which is why the picture isn't that great. She's out of frame. And then she walks over to me. After a successful join up, then we can go ride and have a great time. So good girl, Turtle. Hope everyone liked this video. Subscribe!